A woman is thrown into the water with her limbs in chains. Hundreds of piranhas are suspended over a tank of water. After 60 seconds, the piranhas are dumped down. The woman is seen unlocking her bracelet with ease. When she was happy, her ankle chain suddenly got stuck. After struggling several times without success, she screamed for help. She appeared directly in the crowd. Her name is Mary. Water tank escape is her specialty. She is also known for 3 other people. Danny, the magician who turned the building into a poker game. Tom, the hypnotist who uses psychological techniques to turn every scumbag around. Jack the thief, who claims there is no lock he can't open. These 4 masters of magic scattered across the country. They are all invited by the world's top magic club, the Magic Eye. Joining the Magic Eye is a dream come true for every magician. The 4 of them entered the house. Suddenly, white smoke rose. A set of prop blueprints was projected in the center. At this moment, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse were officially established. The next day, they teamed up to perform. The stage was crowded with people, all to witness the dream linkage of these 4 people. Among them were Jason, the magic revealer, and the insurance tycoon Arthur. As a team debut show, the 4 horsemen decided to rob a bank across time and space. They randomly picked a lucky audience. This viewer was chosen by several viewers in a random lottery. When this audience member walked on stage, they gave this audience member put on a mind transmission helmet. Then they put him on the magic stage. When everything is ready, the magician pressed a button in his hand. Instantly, the audience member disappeared from the stage. The audience was wondering where he had gone, but when the screen came on, they realized the audience member had arrived in the vault of a New York bank, and in front of him was $3 million in cash. The magician told him to put his tickets and autographs for tonight in the pile of money. Then he pressed a button on the device. The money in the vault started spinning fast. All of it was sucked into the ventilation duct above. And here, Bank of New York staff arrived at the vault. They opened the door and found that the money inside had disappeared. In order to find out the truth, they had to ask Jason, the magician, to reveal the truth. He already knew the answer to the mystery. He took the 2 of them back to the venue. Let the police officer repeat the magic process at that time. This spectator was moved to an underground warehouse that had been prepared. They had already gotten the spectator's business card and then put the card in the bank in advance. And the money? In fact, when the money was being transported to the bank, they had already intercepted the money truck. The money in the bank was counterfeit money that they had switched. These counterfeit bills are the magician's usual fire starter paper. Once ignited, they burn up instantly without leaving a trace of dust. Although the police knew the methods of these magicians, but there is no evidence to arrest people. And in the next few days, this group of magicians to carry out another amazing magic. Like can pay attention to me. See you next time. These 4 magicians performed a bank robbery with magic last week and then distributed the 3 million euros they stole. They distributed them to the audience. This time, the magic they brought was a money-saving game. They took the money from the insurance company into the accounts of the audience. The president of the company said it was a fool's errand. Tom asked the audience to write down the amount of money they had in their accounts. Then the magician asked a member of the audience to stand up. He asks, "Is the balance on your bank card $562? The audience replied with a surprised yes. Next he asked another audience member to stand up. And then he asks, "Do you have a balance of $1,477 on your bank card?" This audience member also said yes. He did not invite the president of the insurance company to the stage and guessed the amount of money in his account at once. At this point, the president's balance suddenly dropped by $70,000, and the money all changed to the account with a balance of $562. And that's not all. The magician continued to check the boss's $1.4 billion balance against. It was reduced by another $280,000. He asked the spectator who had a balance of $1,477. The spectator said that his balance had increased by $280,000. The boss's face instantly became very ugly. What happened next was even more horrible. The magician asked the audience to confirm the balance on their phones again. The audience picked up their phones. They found that the balance in their hands had really increased by tens of thousands of dollars. The audience all cheered. It turns out that all the audience members were insured by this company, but after the accident. But the insurance company evaded responsibility and did not pay. This is the show of the amazing bandits. They have always been robbing the rich to help the poor, but doing good deeds does not mean they are innocent. Their distractions were soon spotted by the police. The police had already installed location devices on them. They rushed out of the magic factory. They followed the location of these magicians and ran wildly. But after a chase, the police found that they were also fooled by the magician, because he found that the magician had already installed the locator device on his own body. No one knows when he did it. The police had to conduct the next round of pursuit. Like and pay attention to me. See you next time. The Four Magicians Project. Steel safe deposit box with nearly $500 million hidden in it. When the FBI arrived at the insurance company, they found the safe had already been removed. The guards said the sheriff told them to move the safe. The sheriff said he never said that. Talking about the sheriff played the violin. This is the performance of the magician hypnotized. The officer asked the location of the safe. Stopped the transport truck with the safe. Sent someone to open the door. The result is a bunch of balloons. This was the magician's joke with them once again. They ran to the magician's show. The show was on. It was another feast of money. The magician scattered a large amount of money on the ground. The police officer and the others are desperate. The camera pans. Jason came to the car when the magic was revealed. Unexpectedly, the car door exploded. A large amount of banknotes sprayed out. Investigators came in response to the sound. This is a big problem. Jason was taken to jail. The officers came to meet with him. The truth of the matter emerged. The safe had actually been in the warehouse all along and hadn't been stolen. But there was a mirror in the middle of the warehouse. In the visual sense, one would think that there is nothing in this space. As soon as the police left, they smashed the mirror, and the money was offered to the audience again. But Jason couldn't figure out who was behind it, why the four magicians were gathered together, and when he turned around, suddenly he found the police officer out of the locked prison. Jason realized that the police officer must have something to do with it. He asked the officer what he wanted. The officer replied that he wanted him to spend the rest of his life in prison. The four magicians came to an amusement park. This is the designated place for the Magic Eye organization. It turns out that the police officer is the leader of the Magic Eye. Jason, the magician revealer of the day, revealed a magician's masterpiece. When the magician was performing, he was forced to make the trick more difficult and died. The police officer is the child of the dead magician, so he designed these games. The revenge has been obtained. The magic show also came to an end, but the story of the foursome and the Magic Eye is not over yet. Like and pay attention to me. See you next time.